Hogan. Tonight I'm messing around with a little drawing I call Flying Dolphin with a Mermaid. Or a mermaid sitting on a flying dolphin. Anyway, yeah, I'm just practicing drawing, so I'm going to flip this camera around. And I already started it, so we'll go ahead and do some more in a little bit. And also, I am working on this little guy here. This is a mermaid on a dragon, a water dragon. I've started in acrylics, so we'll be working on that maybe next time. So flip this around. Let's see if I can. Oh, no, I guess I'm stuck vertical. I was trying to do it horizontal and I went live. Of course, before I was ready, as always. Whoops. I feel like I'm never ready though. So anyway, here is our little mermaid. I'm just using a mechanical pencil Pilot number 0.5, 0.5. And I started this drawing a while back. And so right now I'm just kind of making it a little bit more defined and working on that. So anyway, alrighty, yeah, so I didn't think I was gonna go live as fast as I did. I hit that button and off it went. And this dolphin has a little dorsal fin up here that she's holding on to. With her little fingers. So, and this is a happy little dolphin. And I don't know why, but they're just flying in the air. I've got some leaves started here. So they kind of smeared a little bit when I shut the my book on them. And somehow, and I don't remember actually drawing this, but I have a cat and a tree, almost like the Cheshire cat. And just kind of looking at the dolphin flying through the air with the mermaid. And I didn't like her hair, so I'm going to redo her hair a little bit. Sometimes less is more, and I forget that a lot of times. I do more rather than less. So we'll just give her a few lines going down that way. And give her little waist and her arm. Yep, so this is a nice little beginning of a sketch, which can become a drawing. And our dolphins has little breather airways there and some dolphin fins. And let's clean her up a little bit more in her face area. And this is in her back. This is how drawings become, ideas become drawings and drawings become paintings. There's her face right in there. And she'll have a little bra, a little mermaid bikini bra here. Yeah, bra. And we're going to go ahead and scoop this tail right around. A little mermaid tail flying through the air. Like so. And we have a lot of leaves in our Cheshire cat so far. And we'll add a few more branches and a few more leaves to this tree as well. We want it just to look very, very tree-y, I suppose. I'm so great with professional terms. So let's give it a little leaf here and a little leaf here. I just love trees. Trees are like so calming, and they help us in the air, keeping our air clean, giving us shade. And this one's very high up because our dolphin is flying right out of the ocean. And we're going to put some ocean back here in the background. So this is where, let's get this mechanical pencil, a little bit more lead. And here's our ocean background. And we'll put a little blue there in a little bit. Make it look like the ocean. Color really helps a lot. So we want to bring that out and around. And then of course we'll have our beach area here, but our dolphin and our mermaid will be flying above that. And instead of a sunset, I'm going to have like a moon tonight. I like moons. And there's our kitty. I don't own a cat personally, but I do enjoy like petting cats occasionally. Or, you know, like cat sit for somebody or something like that. I'm more of a dog person. I've always had pet dogs. I've had pet cats too. I had this one really awesome cat, but and then I had a cat that wasn't so awesome. And we're going to bring this leaf down, give it a little 3D effect here, like so. Because we don't want all the leaves just coming out of the branch. It needs to have a little bit of 3D. Isabella, hello, what's up? What's up? That's how you wrote it. Welcome to my live stream. Thank you for commenting and joining tonight. I'm going to call this my magic tree because I've really been into magic lately. I love magic. You know, I watch like all the Harry Potters. I watch like dragon movies. Anything with magic and stuff like that. I don't know. I just like it. So, oh, Isabella, you make happy. Yay. Good. Thank you for being happy. But yes, I like the dolphin to be happy. He's a happy dolphin. Let's see if we can, am I even in the camera? I'm probably not even in the camera. So yeah, I was trying to make this a horizontal video, but it didn't want to do it for me. So we're doing it. There we go. All right, so I'm going to add some color to this now because I think it is a good time for color. I've got my moon over here. We have some stars and everything. We'll put it in there. But I really enjoy having a little color. And I've got some acrylic paints here. And I don't know why I haven't used these. These are kind of new ones. There was a reason. I think they were like too transparent or something. But I'm going to put in, I'm using my old palette here. Because I never took off, well, I love peeling off old paint. It's old dry paint. And you can reuse your palette paper when you do that. Even off of paper plates, you can do that sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. I don't know why, it's just fun to peel paint off. And then you have like this kind of a clean spot to work on. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of paint here. This is cobalt blue. It's pretty dark, generally. So we're going to mix it with a lighter color. Let's see, I have a little bit of white here. This is a big tube of white, so we'll mix a little white in with that. Because we want kind of a sky blue color. Make it so pretty. I should probably put some water in my water dish. It really helps if you're painting to put water in a water dish, but I wasn't really planning on painting. I was just going to draw, but now that I started, I kind of really want to add some color. And also I'm going to add a little bit of phthalo green because I want it to be the water to have more of a watery effect. And phthalo colors like phthalo blue and phthalo green look amazing when you add white to them. Kind of a glowing color. It's really pretty. I like that color. A little bit of blue in there. And I always mix with my brush and then I wind up scraping off the extra paint. Like so. Okay, now let's go ahead and add it. And we'll add the water here. This is our tropical colors. And where I live in Florida, the water is teal most of the time rather than blue, which is so gorgeous. And I just love the teal colored. Hey, Bayo. How are you tonight? Happy Tuesday. And how come you're Bayo the Baker now? It was Bayo the Wild. You've changed your name to Bayo the Baker. I love baking. That's one of my favorite hobbies, actually. I'll like bake, let's move I'm gonna move my palette over here a little bit. But like, yeah, I love baking. Like I used to love baking bread and cinnamon rolls and things like that. Let's see if I can get more of this picture in here. If I bring up the camera a little higher. So I'm gonna bring this water down and around because this is our beachy area. I've been painting murals so much that now when I'm painting just on paper, I'm using way too much paint. When you paint a wall, you have to use a lot of paint to cover the wall. And when you're painting on paper, you barely really need any paint. So there we go. Got some water in there. Bayo the Baker. I baked muffins and cake for my mom's birthday this last Saturday. Oh, happy birthday to your mama. That's awesome of you to do that. She had a turnout of 35 people and everyone complimented your baking. Congratulations. That's pretty cool. I like that. Bayo the Baker. That has a nice ring to it. You should keep that. That's pretty cool. Not a lot of guys know how to bake actually, so that's impressive. Aren't you like 20 or something? You're a kind of young baker, right? Young little baker boy. You can bake for me. I love baked foods. I love donuts. And what kind of cake did you bake? And what kind of muffins? So this is a 10, and I want to use a little smaller brush. So I'm going to grab. Ooh, this is a way smaller brush. Let's see if I can find this is a smaller one here. This one is an 8, and it's a square brush. And oh, look at the quality of this brush. That's nice. I'll just be very careful until I can get that fixed. And we're going to use Dolphin Gray on our dolphin. And bring that right around. And this paper is not actually made for wet. It's made for dry media. It's not wet media, but I am using it for wet media because that's what I always do. I just break all the rules. I'm a rule breaker. shame on me. And here's one fin here, and we're going to add a little bit of blue to this gray because I want to have a darker fin behind him, behind that other fin. And I really went crazy with that. I'm going to scrape some of that paint off right there. So we have the lighter fin and the fin behind him. And kind of clean that up and make it look more like a fin. And some under darkness on our dolphin, under his belly and his tail. So the underside is darker because that's where the shadows are. Then we can add a little white highlights to the top because this is where the moon is shining down on him. So we'll just kind of spread that down and around. Get a little lighter on the top. And then right in the middle, we'll do a little bit more gray to kind of blend that together. Just like that. Bayo, you turned 44 in 2.5 weeks? Oh, and here I was thinking you were 20. Well, good for you. You must be a young 44. Oh God, hello. You're back. Exams are finally over. Oh, that's wonderful news. Yay. I bet that's a relief. And thank you for coming into my channel tonight. I've missed you. And I'm streaming late tonight. I've been trying to stream earlier, but because the sun's out later at night, I have a hard time knowing what time it was. Like I looked and it was already like, the sun sets like at 8:40 now or something. So, it's hard for me. I judge time by how light it is outside a lot. And this tree is coming down all the way down this way. And I'm going to add a little blue to make it more tree colory. So that we're adding blue and gray together. And all the way down. It's a really big fat tree trunk. And we'll bring this up here. And our blue is our shadow color, our shade color. I never say that right. So it's darker behind and lighter in the front where the moon is. And here's our moon. Let's move this over here. Oops, let's get that right in the paint. I'm going to move the camera. So here's our moon area. I'm just going to add a little bit of, I have some glitter blue I want to use, glitter paint, and I don't know what it looks like. So I was going to try this out tonight. Little glitter paint. It looks pretty dark. And we have some glitter white. You can add to that. Oop, that came out really fast. Boat God, school ends in 2 days. Woohoo! And my moving up ceremony is tomorrow. Congratulations on moving up. Yay! And you'll be in high school? Woohoo! You're a big girl now. Look out, Boat God's in high school. That's so awesome. Are you excited? You should be excited. It's a big accomplishment. It really is. A lot of people don't think of it, you know, being in the next, getting to high school as an accomplishment, but it really is. Getting through high school and graduating is even a bigger accomplishment. So good for you. I know a lot of people that didn't finish high school and then later in life they decided to. So this is glitter paint that I'm using right now. I'm going to water it down just a little bit just to spread out the paint that's already in my brush, and because I want it lighter as I go down toward the bottom of the page. So I'm going to add more white down here to the paint that's already on my brush. And blend it up and blend it down. Blendy, blendy, blendy. And we're going to have a really pretty little picture here when we're done. It's pretty funny. Every time I stream, there starts out with like 22 people. Then they went away. Then there was 11 people, and then they went away. And now I think I have 3 people. So my streaming isn't that exciting. And I don't know why I put a cat in the tree. Oh, by the way, Bayo, did you say what kind of muffins you made? Or did I not see that? What kind of muffins and what kind of bread did you make? That's what I want to know. I need details. Details, please. And my dolphins likes details as well. And my mermaid loves muffins. So here we go. We're just getting some color in the background around our kitty in the tree. And I don't know, everyone says Cheshire cat. What is a Cheshire cat? What is the definition of that? Is there an actual definition for Cheshire? I think I knew once, but I forgot. Okay, little blue here. And I'd like a nice yellow moon. I'm going to use this deep yellow color. It's kind of orangey. It's not as yellow as like, this is mid yellow, and then there's an even brighter yellow, which is lemon. So this is a deep yellow because the moon isn't the color of the sun. It's the color of the moon, which is more of a deep yellow color. To me, it looks a little on the orangey side. I'm cool with that. The moon can be many colors, actually. So we'll just make a little circle here. Hope you can see that. Yep. I don't know why lately, I used to, when I streamed, I used to be able to have music playing in the background, but now when I play music, um, the sound isn't getting picked up from the microphone for some reason. So it's kind of weird. I'm just going to have a little bit of yellow glow on her skin. And so are the leaves from the moon, just a little bit. I'm just going to tap that with some yellow. Tappity, tappity, tappity. Because I want the pencil to have a little, or the leaves to have a little glow from the moon. Just on the tips. And then underneath, we'll add some blue to that to make green. See if you can see my palette now. I'll scoot it over a little bit. So Boat God, I'm a little nervous, but I'm really happy to be able to be in high school. Yes, wonderful. It's exciting. You're halfway to being an adult now that you're going to be in high school. And you're going to be a good adult. I can tell already. Just stay out of trouble. It's easy to get in trouble in high school. Okay, so I'm using some of this green blue mixture I made for the leaves. And we're going to add a little more blue for some of the darker leaves. We want them darker, so we added a little more blue because they're underneath of that leaf and underneath of this leaf and underneath of this leaf. Like so. And then I also want to have a little green in my tree. So I'm going to add that in. The big old tree trunk here. All right, and we'll give our mermaid some really pretty, let's see, let's add, we should just do, yeah, we'll just give her some blue, a blue tail. Kind of a pretty blue tail, a little blue booby bra up there, and some fins. Let's make her tail blue as well. Well, that kind of blends into the water, doesn't it? So let's add the, let's see, what color do we have here? We need to have a different color for her tail. So we'll want to make that a darker green color. So I've got cobalt blue I was using, but I'm going to use a Prussian blue because it's underneath the dolphin, so it's shadowed, yeah, shaded, darker anyway. So we want that a little darker, so let's make that a little darker tail. We'll still add a little bit of white to it because we don't want it so dark that we can't see it. But definitely darker. And give it a little flip. There we go. So nice. We love dolphins. Especially like when I'm out kayaking, I like when the dolphins come up to my kayak. It's really exciting. Okay, and we'll go ahead and give her some skin color. I have a pre-mixed skin color. It's like light apricot, but I think that's going to look too light in the moonlight, actually. So I want to use like a tan color. I like tan skin on mermaids. So I'm going to do that. Oh wow, I have 3 likes. Woohoo! Yay! I'm so excited. And let's mix some white in with our tan color. This is our glitter white paint that I got from the Dollar Tree store. Or was it Dollar General? Whoops, wrong color, Rachel. I went to blue automatically. Let's get back to our tan color. Yeah, so I got this glitter, these little glitter paints at the Dollar General store, so it's kind of cool to add some regular white. And there's a little blue in there, but it's white and light enough to be skin tone. And mixing with a brush, you get a lot of paint on your brush. So remember to wipe off your palette and keep your brush pretty clean. This brush is really big to be using for hers because it's a small painting, but I'm doing it. And I just realized I didn't paint the dolphin's fin. His dorsal fin. So we better do that. Poor thing. It's invisible. There's our little gray color. There are some white. Right up here. All right, let's get that little dorsal fin up there, or little dolphin. And then we want to have some white foamy color coming across. So I'm using a lot of water right now with my paints, because I want it to blend in with the white to have nice foamy color, like a sea foam color, so it'll look more oceany. And we'll want that against the sand. So we're going to pull this around. It's better to get the sand first so you can blend the water onto the sand. So heads up on that. And I'm going to put in some highlights of water in the ocean. And then we'll do some darker highlights as well from the moon. And let's go ahead and put our sand in there. We're going to use our white and our, let's see if you can see this or not, white and our raw sienna, and that's going to be our sand color. This was only going to be a drawing, but now it's a painting, because artists change their minds a lot. You don't always have to do what you originally planned, because a lot of art is just doing what you feel, which is good for the moment or for the time. You can also, it's nice to plan out art depending on the reason you're doing it. Like if you have a show coming up and it's all about nature, you're going to want to paint or draw nature things. So that's important to keep in mind. But if you just want to do stuff just to do stuff, you can do it however you like. There's no rules. So here is our foamy shore, where the water comes up and it hits the shore on the sand. I'm trying to keep this scooched over so you can see all of it. I was trying to stream in horizontal so hard, and it just went right to live before I could hit the button. So that's okay though. And just put in some of our white sea foam where it hits the shore. There we go, just like that. And we're going to bring some of it like this. And bring it about. So pretty already. I just love it. And I don't know what color to make that cat. So we're going to use our dark blue here that we got out already, which was, I believe, Prussian blue. And we're going to add some dark to the horizon. And a few dark highlights as well. Or I guess low lights would be a better description. Go right behind the highlights. Hope you can see that okay. And a few waves are in the back. Just like that. And keeping the brushes clean is important. All right. And so I think our cat is going to be, what color do we want to make our cat? We'll just do him, he should be a black cat because he's at night. So I think I'm going to add some gray. Let me get my palette over here. Colors I already have out, some gray and some Prussian blue. So he'll just be a darker cat. And going around its tail. Now I'm putting in just kind of where his legs are and his feet. Some shadow here on the tree. All right, let's get this going here. A little bit more paint on my brush. Some whiskers. Little eyes. And we'll kind of just let that sit for a second. And then I'm going to lightly fill that in with a little bit of a lighter grayish blue color. So you can see the details still. And adding plenty of water to thin out the paint. So he's kind of camouflaged up here in this tree. Now my dolphin needs a little bit more detail, I think. So I think I'm going to give him a better, like a darker eye. And we'll just use our really dark blue paint that we already have out, because it's going to look like black once it's on. And give him a smile. And let's outline his fins a little better. His little lower dolphin fins. Just like that. There we go. Just really pretty. Here's his dorsal fin. Let's get this. I got to roll my brush a little more to get that paint spread throughout so it'll roll a little better along. There we go. And let's outline her tail. And there's our little mermaid tonight. It's kind of outlining everything, giving it some definition. And there's her hand. There we go. So our dolphin, our flying dolphin above the beach picture here. With the tree, complete with tree. And wasn't that fun? We've got cats, we've got leaves, we've got some highlights. What a fun, creative painting. Thank you for joining me tonight. Appreciate you though, all those who watched a little bit. And I'm just going to add a little glow around the moon. I like glows around the moon, so I'm going to add a little glow around the moon. There we go. And a little bit of highlights on our dolphin. There we go. There's our mermaid flying on a dolphin. Woo! And why is the cat in the tree? Who knows why? But this was fun. I like painting this. This was a cute little thing to do for a Tuesday night. So I hope you all had fun, and we'll see you next time. So appreciate you watching my channel, and remember to always be creative and use your imagination. We'll see you next time.
Rachel Hogan's art.